Most people in their early 20s can't afford a house, and that's completely normal. The problem isn't that you can't afford one today. It's whether you're structuring right now so that you can buy one in the next 3 to 5 years. Because what usually happens isn't that people choose to delay ownership, it's that they usually drift away from the idea of it. This video is for you if you are between 22 and 28 years old. You're a college student, maybe graduating soon, or you're a recent graduate. Maybe you're in your mid-20s and you've been working and you're renting. You make between $55,000 to $100,000 a year. You feel like ownership is just too far away. You don't have a realistic timeline. You don't even know if it's realistic to buy in this market, especially here in Phoenix. And to clarify, I'm not here to tell you to buy right now, especially if you are 22 years old. I'm here to help position yourself so that when you are 24, 25, 26, 27, you can invest in your first property and then start building wealth from it. And so it becomes realistic. My name is Michael Zarch. I'm a realtor here in Arizona in the East Valley. I'm really passionate about helping young professionals and first-time buyers go from renting to owning and to start building wealth for the future through real estate as the vehicle. If you're new to this channel, also follow me on Instagram at @TheMichaelZarch. I post a lot of content there about structuring your life today so that you can own in the future, because if you are young in your 20s, right now is that you have the opportunity and time to build a life you want to live in the future, and the mindset and the habits you choose today can dictate that. And real estate is a really, really incredible vehicle to help build the wealth. Now, so we'll get into it. Why do people delay ownership? Number one is timeline. If you don't pick a year, ownership becomes someday. And as we all know, someday just never actually comes around. And as far as your timelines go, again, I'm not saying to buy right now, especially if you're in your early 20s. That's not realistic at all for you. A timeline could be, what are you going to do in the next year, 2 years to prepare yourself to buy? Maybe a 3 to 5 year timeline. All right, so then you know what you need to do to build up so you can buy in the future. Start setting a timeline and goals, and then we can start work backwards and then create structure and actionable steps. 2 is going to be lifestyle inflation. If you're someone, who just, graduated college, or maybe you're a few years removed from graduating and you're starting to make income, maybe you're up to 75, 85K a month. Maybe you're at 100K. Well, as your income increases, most people, their expenses increase, right? Maybe they went from renting a $1,500 apartment to a $2,100 apartment, right? And they want to inflate their lifestyle because their income inflates. And while that may seem rewarding and comforting and exciting, the smartest thing to do is to save that money for ownership so that your future can come quickly and you can build wealth and live the lifestyle that you want to live. I'm not saying do not spend money on the things you want to do, but take these into account. If you're inflating your lifestyle at every chance you can as income comes in, then you're just delaying ownership, equity, and assets, which is what truly builds wealth. When you constantly increase, your payments, maybe your car payments go up, your apartments go up, you're spending on a lot more, then your savings stays flat and you're not actually saving money for that rental property investment, for that house you're trying to buy. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. That's what I'm trying to instill into young individuals, because you can do it as well. Number 3 is going to be fear of the market. Rates feel high, prices feel high, and people freeze. And I totally get it. Here in Arizona and nationally, it's a bad market. There's not a lot of turnover happening right now. But this is why structuring, creating a plan so that when something pops up for you that fits, all your criteria, and that's a great deal for you, you can be ready. The market always feels uncomfortable in the moment. Number 4 is no structure. Most people don't know what income, what credit, and what savings they actually need to make this purchase. And if that's you, and you don't exactly know what you need, or you don't have what you need yet, this is why creating that plan, your timeline, and then changing your mindset so you can start to build your credit, your savings, your income, so that when you know the numbers you need to hit, so that when you can buy comfortably your rental property in that investment. Remember, the more clarity you get, the less you're going to operate in doubt and in fear. Now we're going to go over a quick 3-year plan to position yourself so that you can buy and make that purchase. If you're 23 years old and you just graduated and just started a first-time job, this is something that you can use so that in 3 years you can buy. If you're 25 years old and you want to buy in 1 to 2 years, you can even condense this plan. It's not about buying now. It's about positioning yourself so that you can when that time is right for you. So In year one, we're going to be talking about stabilizing in structure. The goal here is to build buying power. We're going to be talking about income trajectory. Maybe you're banking on a few promotions, maybe some new skills you're trying to build, whatever it is that you're trying to get a certain amount of income. Right? That's obviously, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You do need a certain amount of income. Maybe you're already at the income level that you want, and now it's just time to start saving more, learning how to save. Credit score. It's a big one, right? Start building your credit score. You can do that while you're young. Do it smartly, but build it up to a 680 minimum and ideally a 720. That's going to be huge. That's something that you can start doing ASAP. Savings rate. You want 15 to 25% if possible of that amount. The down payment. Debt reduction. So, for debts, it's all about monthly income. That's what lenders are going to look for. But try to lower your debt, pay it down more. The number one thing I want you to take away from this is that you do not need a big income to buy a house. You just need to have margin. For example, say you're in Tempe, Arizona, and you're looking at a starter home. We're going to say 3 to 4 bedroom home. It's about $450K, maybe even a 5 bedroom home, right? Those would be great for you to rent out. Maybe you live in one of it. If you live in one of them, it's called house hacking. You can get an easier down payment and qualify much easier. But just say you qualify with a 3.5% loan, FHA loan. 3.5% of $450,000 is going to be $15,750, which is going to be your initial down payment. So if that's your down payment, which you can qualify for, you don't need to be making millions and millions of dollars to buy your home. Yes, you don't want to wait till you hit $15,750 and then decide to buy a home. No. You want to make it 15 to 25% increase of that. Then the rate that I would feel comfortable buying would be between $30,000 and $35,000. Again, that's not what you absolutely need to buy, but that's just to feel comfortable and safe. Again, it's going to be different depending on your lifestyle and what you can qualify for and what you're looking to buy. But again, there's different ways, and I can talk about this in another video of how you can actually save at a much faster rate. There's different tricks that nobody teaches that you can start doing as well. Year two, maybe you're starting to think about your down payment, right? And then you're educating yourself. You're learning what lenders like to look at to help qualify. You're studying the market. You're looking at neighborhoods, and you're starting to hit your savings. Your savings number, your target range. You're getting an idea of, all right, when can I actually hit this savings rate? You're in full flex. Your mindset is locked in. Your habits are dialed in for you to save money so you can build wealth sooner. And you've understood debt to income ratio. It's the most important ratio. I've talked about that in another clip. And you're stopping the lifestyle increase so that when you buy your home, then you can start to increase then there. This is when ownership becomes real. And then year three, this is your strategic first purchase. And I want to say this clearly, for someone trying to build wealth in real estate, your first purchase is not going to be your dream home. Yes, you are going to strive to hit your dream home at some point, but your first purchase is going to be leverage, right? Leverage so you can keep on building wealth and buying properties and increasing your assets and your portfolio, which will increase your net worth and create passive income, cash flow, and generational wealth. It's all about equity. Equity is very, very important. If you guys want to have freedom, it's about what you own, not what you earn. All right, what you control, what you can leverage. Leverage meaning optimizing, getting the most out of what you have. And in real estate, you can do that. It's also about being strategic, right? Maybe this isn't the perfect home that you would live in, but you have to live in there for 1 year, or rent the other rooms with roommates, and then you can move out, rent it full time, and basically have roommates pay that home off for you. You don't even have to pay it anymore. They're paying the mortgage. And then you go in and you buy another home. Eventually, you have the cash flow, the positive cash flow you're making, pay a lot of that mortgage for that new home, plus the new tenants coming in. Then you can really start to stack assets and ownership, and then you're 35 years old and you got a 3 to 5 property portfolio with thousands of dollars of cash flow, not even from your job. At that rate, when you're 50, you're going to be making your income from just owning properties that you took the steps when you were younger. Here's the thing. If you're 22 years old and you do nothing intentionally, 27 years old will come to you very, very fast. And you're still going to be asking yourselves the same questions. 5 neutral years of you doing nothing can cost you over $100K in rent and in lost equity opportunities. Just keep that in mind, that the decisions you make today will compound into either stress or wealth in the future. Hopefully it's not missed opportunity. It can be building wealth if you actively choose to right now. You don't need to buy today. You just need direction. You need plan, strategic thinking. Right? This is something that most people have never really thought about ever until they're late, and it's not necessarily their fault. Now that you have an idea, you can make some conscious decisions. If you're in Arizona and you want to actually map out, what this could look like for you, I'd be happy to help. Feel free to reach out, and I can help you walk through the numbers and the timelines for yourself and your situation. Again, if you're in your 20s, the greatest advantage you have right now is your time, your opportunity, your youth, the chance, and the active choices to change your life for the future.